Hey, how's it going? I'm going to be talking today about what my expectations are for the Timberwolves this season. So, this is my first video with going after all this Timberwolves content. So, I'm hoping everything improves from here as it goes on up. So, a couple of things I want to talk about is I want to talk about what I think the Timberwolves are going to be doing as far as power rankings go, where I think they're going to sit in the standings. What do I expect from players, who do I think is really going to stay, who's going to probably go at some point in the season, and how I expect just kind of the overall season to go. And I'll talk a little bit about Western Conference standings, kind of what I think that's going to look like. I don't really care too much about the East because we're not playing in the East. Don't get me wrong, I still follow those teams and I still keep track of what they're doing, but I'm more concerned about the West because I'm concerned about what the Wolves are going to be doing this year. Um, so, for starters, if you guys haven't checked out my introductory video on my channel, go check that out. I'll kind of give you an idea of what to expect again for this season as far as videos go, content goes. Like I said there, these are going to be one take videos, so I'm really hoping everything goes good each time it comes making one, so that way I don't have to re-record or do something. But if it's messy, it's messy. I don't really care. So so first thing, let's talk about the Timberwolves where they're sitting in the power rankings right now. I mean, I know it's technically one day into the season. Heaven forbid that I talk about the Wolves and their power rankings after the Thunder and Rockets play and the Warriors and Lakers. But right now, the NBA, I'm kind of shocked, has them sitting at fifth spot overall in power rankings. Now, yeah, it makes sense if you're looking at this from a surface level. They've gone to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. They're in the top 14 the past 2 years. Yeah, is it that surprising they're in this fifth spot? No, but it's, you know, national media. I never trust the media to get the Wolves even close to being right. So having them in the five, especially with how much things have moved around this season, you got KD going to the Rockets, you got Thunder coming back. They're still a great team. You got the Nuggets, who are arguably better than they were last year. You got Warriors, who have Jimmy Butler now. They're gonna have for a full season. The West is ridiculous right now, and so the fact they got the Wolves at five, I'm shocked. Honestly, I would put them probably. Uh, I'm kind of torn. I would say probably six or five still works. There's a couple teams in the East that I think are going to be really good. I mean, right now they got the Knicks ahead of them and the Cavs ahead. I don't understand why the Nuggets are number two. I would expect, probably New York to be number two in the power rankings just because with the fact that um, you got Jason Tatum out over at Boston. I just feel like the um, Knicks are just going to bulldoze their way through the East, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm not. I I guess I just got to see. I don't know. I think they're going to be doing better this year as far as um, how everything's going to be with them gelling together. Last year, they had the issue of right before the season started, you have Towns, who has been, a cornerstone of the franchise for, what was it, like 7 years or so, and now he's just gone. and, and you got to really hope that you don't piss off Ant in the process because you don't want him being like, well, if he's gone, get me out of here. I don't want him. He's my best, or I don't want to be here if he's not here because he's my best buddy. But, Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, who I really, really, really like as a player, they came in. It took a while. I mean, it was like the Rudy situation when Rudy came in. It took pretty much a full year for the Wolves to really get into a good flow with him. But I think that now they've had a full season together playing. They had the off season. They had full training camp with their whole team. I think they're going to be coming out of the gates a little bit higher than they did last year. Um, so as far as I think, like in the standings, I think they're going to be probably in the low to mid 50s as far as wins go. I can't see them getting close to 60. It just there's too much competition in the West, and we're Minnesota. Like, you think we're just gonna go and murder everyone when we didn't change. We honestly lost more than we gained. So I I just see us being maybe kind of where we were last year. Mid 50s, mid 50s at most, low 50s probably. I think we definitely over 50% win percentage, but I just can't see us winning more than like 55 games. But I hope to be proven wrong. I'm not going to go into this season with really high hopes. They went back to back conference finals. Can they do it again? Yeah, they can do it. They're a team that can go out and just murder anybody. But will they do it again? Maybe. I hope so. But I think just OKC is going to be their biggest problem. OKC is just such a deep team. Where the Wolves, we got 8 guys really, 9 guys that we can play good. I mean, OKC's got 10 that they could play against anybody, and it's reigning champs are gonna get good calls. They're gonna get better calls. They're gonna get more favor going their way. So we'll just see how the season goes. It'll be interesting to see, how things kind of play out as things go along. It's always kind of fun to see how the reigning champ does the following year, because we haven't had a back-to-back champ in 7 or 8 years. 2018 since, so 7 years we've had no back-to-back champs. So I don't know if the Thunder are going to be the first team that can do that in almost a decade, but we'll see. So as far as like where I think they're going to sit in the standings, I'm looking at now, we got the Jazz. They're going to be obviously bottom. Sacramento, I think, is going to actually be decent this year. I think they'll be a playoff team. I mean, you watch Wemby play, there's no way they're not making at least a play-in. Sacramento, I think they're just hoping that Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook can just have some entertaining games for their fans there, but that's about it. Portland, maybe fringe play-in team. I just don't have a whole lot of hope for them. They still are in a rebuilding phase. Phoenix, Devin Booker can only really will your team into so many wins. And you got Dylan Brooks over there now, so real big 1-2 punch of Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker. So I think they'll be out of the playoffs. Maybe play-in fringe team. And then kind of just looking now, we got Clippers, who knows what's going to happen with them. If you look at this roster 10 years ago, you're going to be crapping your pants with the names that are on there. But everyone's getting older. Everyone's sort of getting to that more washed phase. I'm not going to say quite washed. Kawhi and James Harden are still going to be putting up stupid numbers. They're still going to be playing at, all-star level or close to all-star level. But it's that whole, Kawhi Leonard situation. What's going to happen with that? They're probably going to get a slap on the wrist. Not a whole lot's going to really happen, but, is that going to disrupt the team's chemistry? Maybe. Is it going to disrupt the locker room? Probably a little bit. Is it really going to affect them as a whole? No. They're still going to make the playoffs. I don't have any doubt in my mind. Memphis, yeah. Who knows? Can Jaws stay out of trouble for a year? Maybe. I think they're going to be right where they were last year. Just either a playing team or just barely making the playoffs. And New Orleans, again, coming back to staying healthy, Zion. Can he stay healthy? Yeah, he looks great this year, but until he can play a half a season healthy, I'm counting them as a playing team still. Sorry. Then we got Denver. Yeah, Denver's going to be good. You got Jokic on your team. There's no way you're not going to be good. They're going to be top 3, guarantee it. Dallas, I kind of see him as a dark horse. They got Anthony Davis. They got Cooper Flagg. It's going to really be dependent on what Cooper Flagg can do. If Cooper Flagg can come in and just annihilate, just come in and be like a LeBron level, rookie, not make too many mistakes and just play out of his mind, yeah, they're going to make, at least the play-in for sure. Looking at the rest of the teams here in the West, there's really not a whole lot of competition to get into the play-in. And they have good enough players that they should be making the play-in at least, if not fringe playoffs. And the Lakers, I think the Lakers will probably be top 6. You got Luka. He'll will you to enough wins to make the playoffs at least. You got LeBron. I don't see the hype on the Lakers though this year. The Lakers are just really... I hate the Lakers. I'm going to be honest. This is we're going to go right into my own opinions. I hate the Lakers just because I can't stand the constant riding of them. Everyone loves him. Everyone loves LeBron. LeBron is amazing. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best players, if not the best player to ever touch a basketball. But I mean, you got DeAndre Ayton. Everyone's going out and saying DeAndre Ayton's going to save this team. Have you watched DeAndre Ayton play the past few years? No. Not. He's not winning you that many games. This is the same guy that got stuck in Portland because he couldn't get out of his driveway because it was too icy. I mean, if you watched the first game last night, no, I mean, he's going to have a couple decent games and you're going to get hope, but he's not going to save your franchise. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. They'll probably win maybe the first round, but they just don't have a deep team. So I just don't see them going super far. And then, Houston's going to be good. I mean, you got Kevin Durant in your team for a team that was already the second seed last year. I mean, losing Fred VanVleet is going to be a huge loss for them because they don't really have a point guard right now. And that's kind of the issue you saw last night is that they just could not really get anything going with their offense. It was a lot of, kind of ISO stuff, a little bit of pick and rolls, but there's really no one controlling the offense there. So they're still going to make the playoffs. They're still going to be good, but how far they go? Probably second round, maybe conference finals. But they're not winning a championship without a real point guard unless they make a big trade at the trade deadline. Golden State's going to be good. I mean, again, yeah, Curry, Butler, but the problem is they don't have size. You got Draymond Green and Al Horford. Kuminga, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kuminga. I don't really like his attitude. I don't really like the way he plays. And the way Steve Kerr coaches him, he might not even play for half the games either. Who knows? It's just a whole weird situation up there. And as far as OKC, I think they're going to be a 1 seed again. Unless they have some crazy injury, I think they're going to be a 1 seed. I think the Timberwolves will probably be top 4. I put them probably at the 4-3 seed. I think it's going to be another really close year. I think you're going to have, another year of 3 games separates, the 3 seed from the 9 seed. It's probably going to be something along those lines. I mean, this Western Conference is so stacked right now. I'll be happy we get the 4 seed. Just make the playoffs. We'll figure it out from there, sort of thing. If we can get home court advantage, great. I just don't want to have to do a play-in game again. Okay, so then as far as moving to the next thing as players go, I think Ant's gonna have a great year this year. I mean, the dude is just got that kind of Kobe, Jimmy Butler, Michael Jordan work ethic where he just wants to murder everyone. He wants to get as good as he possibly can get. All these guys say they want that, but I just don't see them putting in the same sort of effort that Ant does. He's going crazy. I mean, the fact that the dude went from being an okay 3-point shooter to leading the league in 3 points made. Granted, if you watch the beginning of the season, you'll see that he gave up driving just to shoot 9 to 10 threes a game. Yeah, but he added that to his bag in one offseason. I think this year, if he can get that mid-range game down, he can get back to find a good combo between mid-range and driving and shooting threes and having that complete game and knowing when to use each one of those tools. I think he's going to be great. I think Rudy's going to have a good year this year, too, if he can just stay healthy. Last year he had those back spasms, a lot of issues there, but I think him being able to play with Randall is going to be just interesting to watch this year after them having a full season last year and, getting a full training camp. Because last year there's a lot of issues where Randall would just get in Gobert's space, Gobert getting Randall's space. They just didn't know how to play with each other. It was like watching Towns and him play together the first year. But, yeah, I think Randall's going to have a good year. I think Rudy's going to have a good year. I think we're going to see a big decrease in production from Mike Conley, though. I mean, he's getting old. He's getting slow. The preseason games, he looked like he was really struggling to stay in front of his guys. So I think he's going to slowly be phasing out. But then comes the question, who do you play at point guard? Do you play Rob Dillingham, who's still super young, super raw, and Finch doesn't like to play young guys? So, I mean, I get it. If we're, projected to be the 10th through 13th seed, yeah, play him a ton. But, we're back-to-back Western Conference Finals teams. You can't have someone in there who's just going to be screwing up and making you lose 3 or 4 games when at the end of the season, your seeding is decided by 1 or 2 games. So I think you'll probably see Mike Conley slowly get faded out, and you might see him get traded at the deadline. I mean, I don't really know what the value is there for him, but I think the Wolves either got to make a trade at the deadline or just commit to Dillingham and just force the issue if he needs to get better now. Um, and yeah, I mean, as far as our guys, I think they're all going to be kind of the same. Jaden, I hope he keeps improving his scoring. Last year he was rebounding like crazy. If he can get the rebounding in, get the scoring in, get his little mid range game going, then I think he's got potential to be fringe all star player. But outside of that, yeah, I think most guys are probably going to be similar to where they were last year. Besides Joe Ingles, he's obviously going to be the GOAT forever. He's going to be winning us games with those inbound passes. um, as far as projections go, as far as like players where they're going to be, and like award rankings and things like that, I think Ant's going to be a top 3 or 4 in MVP voting this year. But I don't know. It's NBA is so talented right now, and especially with how things are going. I mean, Jokic is still playing. He's a triple double machine. Remember when Russell Westbrook won MVP because they were the 6th or 7th seed in the West, but he averaged a triple double, and that got him MVP. Don't get me wrong, I think it was deserved. But now you have Jokic, who is pretty much just doing that every year now. I mean, he's insane. Shea, he's gonna have people voting for him just because he won it last year. They'll probably be a top 3 team, top 2 team in the West. So, he's going to be up there. You got guys like Giannis, who's going to be there again. Luka probably has a really good case this year if he can get the Lakers to the playoffs and get them deep into the playoffs, or as far as seeding goes, get them pretty high up. I mean, dude dropped 40 some in his opening night. And yeah, just murdered. So I think he's going to be up there too. I mean, I think Ant's got all the talent in the world to be able to get up there, but it's just really a matter of how good the team does. If the team can be a 2 seed, yeah, I think he's got a super strong chance. People who got Wemby, though, sitting in their top 5, no. I'm sorry. No. Because the Spurs aren't going to be that good. And if, you look at anything that history has shown us the past few years, where you sit in the standings matters more than really how good you do, which I disagree with a little bit. That could be a topic for a different time. I think, honestly, if you get into the playoffs, you should be eligible to be an MVP. I don't think you need to be a 1 seed or 2 seed. If you're not in the playoffs, I'm not talking about MVPs for you. Yeah, I think Ant top 3, top 4. If he can just go crazy, he's probably going to need to average over 30 points a game to really get consideration. But if you can get his assist numbers up, things like that, I think he'll have a decent chance. As far as everything else goes, I don't really think Rudy is in Defensive Player of the Year candidate realm anymore. He's still going to be a good defender. He's still going to, be the anchor of our defense. But everyone in the league hates Rudy. I mean, it's just a fact. Everyone thinks he's overrated. Everyone thinks that he's terrible. I don't agree with that. Is he a little bit overrated? Maybe a little bit. But overall, I think he's going to be, again, solid this year. I mean, if he can make a defensive team, awesome. Will he? Probably not, because, again, he's won, 3 or 4 Defensive Player of the Years? I just don't see him getting back there as far as media perception goes, because, everyone just says he's overrated all the time because he doesn't score 15, 20 points a game. And he can't shoot threes. Okay, cool. But does he still make people not want to drive into the paint? Yeah. He still does that. But, sorry, I just heard dogs howling. I think Jaden's probably going to... He should have been in either the first or second All-NBA defensive team. I think he'll get right back up there. I mean, Jaden. He's lanky. He's quick. He's always on the best players. I think he's going to be great. And I don't really think Nas is going to get back in that 6th man of the year conversation, and not because he can't. It's, again, one of those things where it's hard to win another 6th man of the year once you've already won it. Unless your name's Jamal Crawford or Lou Williams. And I think there'll probably be at some point where Rudy's down or Randall's down, so he's going to be probably starting, and it's going to probably hurt his eligibility to even win that award. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. has a real case to win Most Improved Player this year. I mean, if you watch the playoffs last year, especially against the Thunder, dude was just balling out of his mind the second he was getting the games, scoring points left and right like it's nothing. I think if he can just kind of get a little more in control when he's playing, I think he can definitely have a strong case to win Most Improved Player, especially if the Wolves do good too. As far as everything else goes, Ant's probably going to be an All NBA first team, if at worst second team. No, worse than that. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? No, not really. So Timberwolves are playing the Blazers tonight. I don't know if Ant's still listed as questionable, or if he is actually gonna. Let's just do a real fun thing. One thing you'll learn about me real quick is I'm a big fan of the Timberwolves subreddit. I am in there probably every single day. I don't post a lot, but I'm in there constantly. So let's see. That's usually my go-to source. So we got Dante starting over Mike Conley, which is interesting, but not super shocking. They were kind of experimenting with that last year, and I think, I just think that's kind of what we might see. I wasn't really expecting it the first game of the season, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I mean, it's Portland. I think it should be kind of an easy matchup for them. It should be a pretty easy win, but knowing this Wolves team, the problem is they really play their competition level. So when it's a crap team, they're going to play down to that level. But when it's, the Thunder, they're going to be playing out of their minds. I wish they could play like that all the time, and hopefully this year will be a difference. But we'll just see. And still listed as questionable as far as I can tell. I can't see anything, but he had back spasms. But I mean, if you've watched Ant, he's gonna play through anything. I mean, if you've watched the Timberwolves at all in the past few years, how many times has Ant fallen down and looked like he just broke his ankle in 17 different places, and he still decides, oh, I'm gonna go back out and play, like just ridiculous Iron Man energy. So I think he'll play. And will he play great? I think he'll probably play decent. If he's still struggling with those back spasms, he's probably gonna be chucking up a lot of stuff he shouldn't be chucking up. So he just needs to stay aggressive, find open guys, and make sure defenses stick to him. But yeah, I think it should be a pretty easy win. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be really interesting just to see how everyone plays together after, like I said, a year of everyone getting to gel together and having a full training camp. And first game of the season is always an interesting kind of thing because it seems like everything changes in how everyone plays once you get through the season. Like last year, like I said earlier, Ant was putting up 8, 9, 10 threes a game, and then he slowly started to phase out of that. So I think it'll just be really fun to see how it goes. So I think Wolves will win. I don't really have too much concern about it. Will they blow it? Probably. Should they blow it? Absolutely not. But that's kind of my opinions on that, and I'll plan to be making another video after the game, either tonight or tomorrow, something like that. My goals are try to get a video out for each game, and if I can't get it for the game, then like let's say there's back-to-back games or something, I'm going to try to do recaps of 2 games. But this video is going to be longer than I think the other videos, just because I had a lot I want to kind of cover and talk about before the season started. So yeah, there's that, and see you next time.